The hauling crew is here this morning. This is their pump. They have it on our tractor. And they're hauling to the one neighbor mainly, and then he's gonna cover one of our fields as well. I want to talk to the guy once he gets back here so I can tell him which field I want him to haul on at our place. This is where we keep our 10 to 20 month old heifers. And we scrape all the manure up there and it ends up getting piped down into this lagoon. He's just got it agitating right now, stirring up pretty good. So one of the disadvantages to a lagoon is all the rainwater that falls over it ends up in there, and it's like a big funnel, so all the rain around this whole outside ends up flowing down in there. Ends up being quite a few gallons. Some of that water probably evaporates off, but it's definitely more liquid to haul when you have a lagoon outside. This pump has wheels on it. They're underneath the liquid right there. He just backed it down this steep bank. This is where we feed all our heifers at this bunk feeder. Scrape the manure into there's a hole right there we can open up, and then it gets piped down underground to that pit. We want him to haul about 9 load onto our one field, and then not sure how many load the neighbor wants, but we have it worked out that we have the manure for free. He just has to pay the hauling. We usually don't need all the manure in that pit, so letting the neighbor take some is fine. Doesn't cost us anything to get rid of it. So I'm heading back home now. I just finished up the milking. I need to bed the special needs, and then we'll get on to some other jobs today. Well, I guess Dad's already bedding the special needs. I just had a little bit of breakfast. So back at the building site, they need me to disc up the one section again. I need to get a tractor on the disc because we had it unhooked. So I'm gonna unhook the 7220 from the spreader, and we'll use this one. They've been hauling in a lot of fill dirt the last couple days, and it's been coming in pretty good. There's a little bit of wet spots there. I guess they want me to still disc up so it can dry out. All right, let's go hook up to the disc. We got it hooked up. Just have to disc one little section. It shouldn't take long. The disc is working okay, although the one tire is a little bit low. Gonna leave this here for now because they might need it again. I just disced that up a little bit so it'll dry out this morning. They don't want to pack it in too wet. I walked out to one of our triticale fields here. This stuff is just about ready to be harvested. We're looking at Monday next week, which is 3 days from now, to mow this stuff, as long as the weather forecast holds out. You can see how tall it's getting. If you stretch it up, it's almost to my waist. Today I want to get our disc bind mower out and go over it, make sure it's ready to go for Monday. I was going to do that right now, except I don't really have a tractor to use because the 7130 is on that manure pump and 7220 is on that disc, so I might wait a little bit. There's a good chance at the end of next week we're going to want to plant corn as well. So I want to make sure this planter is ready to go. I have the seed boxes off. I might stick those on and go over it, grease it. It should be good though. We had it in the shop this winter and went over it already, so it's just a matter of making sure everything's in place. The ground's actually dry. We could be planting right now, but the weather's been pretty chilly the last couple of days. We've had down to freezing temperatures the last 2 nights, so we're not in a hurry to get corn in the ground yet. We want to make sure that soil's warm enough. So just latch it in the back and then release this. This is to put it in gear. So this chain will be turning as you drive the planter, and that turns that meter in there. So I got my grease gun. I'm gonna go ahead and hit all the fittings on this planter. Just gotta get the road cleaners and there's a couple back here. Okay, I think we're in good shape with the corn planter now. If you remember a couple videos back, our mower had a flat tire on it. We're gonna go ahead and blow that tire up, see if it's got a big hole or what the issue is right now. Probably just has a slow leak.
Yeah.
I don't hear any leaks right now. Once we get a tractor that's freed up, we'll hook this up and pull it down to the shop. This company runs some Massey Ferguson tractors, but it's not the same company that does our chopping and harvesting for us. I just checked in with these guys. He had just disked that side again, so I'm gonna unhook it. I actually already did. And we'll go hook up to the disc bind. I was wondering if that would be a problem. This tractor has this part on there to hook a chain onto. Well, that's in the way to slide this over. I don't have the tools I need, so I'm gonna go back to the shop. We'll take that off. I decided just to park this in here. Rather than take this off, we'll just use the John Deere 7130 that was on that manure pump this morning. They finished up now, so we'll grab that tractor. Got that pit completely empty, just a tiny little puddle at the bottom. They had brought the pump up to the home farm to rinse it off. I guess they were gonna pick it up later. Had to go haul somewhere else, I guess, first. This is a Lagoon pump, so it's a little different than what they normally use. So they just drove these wheels the whole way back in and underneath the manure. It's got the pump on the end. This thing's a beast. Look at that. Doesn't look like this tire's lost any air since this morning. I got it hooked up enough to take it down to the shop. Now we can start working on it. we're gonna be putting a concrete scrape alley across here to the new barn. So what ended up happening is water would pool in here. So we're putting this concrete box in, it's like a drain. And then it'll pipe out through that channel they made there to the waterway. Had some lunch, now I'm gonna start working on the mower. So this is our 13-foot New Holland disc bind. It's got the disc mowers. These things spin at a high speed and just these little knives do all the mowing. Then it throws it up through these rollers. These will crimp the feed, help it dry down. As far as maintenance, there's not too many things we need to do. I want to go around and grease all the fittings, and then we'll check all the knives. Some of these are a little dull. Might need to replace a few of them. And then there's one bolt that we want to replace on that end of the cutter bar then. So now we're gonna try and replace this one bolt that isn't quite right. It's that bolt right there. We thought we had the right bolt when we were trying to change it before, but we actually needed one like this. It wasn't quite going in far enough, it was stopping it early. There's a grease fitting on the end of these, and grease comes out of this hole here. If you notice, we got our brand new rollers put on this winter. Haven't used them yet. Excited to see how much better they do with crimping and helping the triticale dry. So I'm just gonna check the knives, and we noticed there's one of these bottom plates, I don't know what you call them. It's broken half. This needs to be taken off and replaced with a new one. We have some new ones. We started getting these plates from a guy who builds these locally. So they're not quite like the factory ones, but they do the job, and they're, I don't know, maybe half the price. They look like they're heavier too. Probably won't wear out as quick. The knives don't look too bad. I'm just gonna flip a couple of them. Just flip it to the other side so that way this is cutting. So I was working my way across, and I noticed one of these was looser than it should be. They moved just a tiny bit, but this one was quite a bit looser. My uncle happened to be stopping in, so we took it apart, and there's these splines in here. You're supposed to lock into that, and then you put that top piece on. If you look at those, they're all chewed up. Gonna need to get a new one of these. There was some plastic wrap around it that got jammed in here. I don't know if that messed it up. Might be tomorrow until I get it and put it back on. As long as we have it ready to go for Monday, we're fine. Looks like they're done with their sheep's footed roller. He's loading that up now. We'll have to go back and see how much they're getting done back there. just need to bring in a little bit more dirt on this side, get this end up. But the south side's completely done. They got that drain in there now and the pipe is covered over. So any water that ends up in front of the building or flows from that side will end up going through this drain because we're gonna have this concrete alley blocking it. I'll probably pick up on this job tomorrow. I need to go feed cows now. The plan was to have the 7130 on the mower, but someone's actually planning to bring us a tractor tomorrow, and if it works out, we should be able to mow with a unique brand that I've never even seen around here before. So should be a pretty interesting video if it works out. So that's all I'll say for this video. You'll have to wait and see.